Welcome along, guys. You are with me, Rob Ellen, in the Medicine Show Radio Moose, here in the Highlands of Scotland, the fishing village of Nairn, to be precise. And beaming in from LA, how cool is it to be able to say that? Beaming in from LA is my friend, Ted Russell Kemp. Ted, how are you?
I'm doing very good today. Thanks for having me as a guest on the show.
You're very welcome.
To see you again, even if it is digitally.
Yeah, vicariously, let's say. Delight to have you with us. Thanks very much for joining us. Short notice stuff, but I suppose you have to be adaptable in these current conditions, haven't you?
Yeah, and just kind of being adaptable in general keeps it all interesting.
I think, yeah, it was a serious thing that happened to all the musicians just about this time last year. But the one thing that we had going for us was the fact that we have to be adaptable to be able to earn a living out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a lot of the musicians and artists that I've known, you get confused and you get stopped in your tracks for a couple of weeks or a month or two, and then you go, okay, well, now what?
Yeah.
I've had to figure it out before. I get to figure it out again,
So, so you have got more than one string to your bow, though. I want to talk about Solitaire and the album and everything as well. But some of the background of Ted Russell Kamp, please. I mean, I think I probably got to know you through Scooter Jennings and the work you were doing with Scooter. Would that be?
That's. I think I was mainly a local and regional artist, just playing with a lot of people. I lived in Seattle for a while when I first started playing music, and then came to LA. And playing with Shooter was
I said Skeeter again, didn't I? Yeah,
that's okay. Playing with Shooter is one of the first big things I did. Shooter's the son of Waylon Jennings.
I know, eh?
So when we started playing, we kind of immediately had an audience. And so I've been playing the Shooter now for 15 years.
I got to see, and I like saying this as well, I got to see it, the Houston Rodeo.
There you go. Yes,
that was a big night out.
Yeah, we've definitely done a lot of gigs in Texas and all around the heartland of America. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and we hooked up in Texas as well. We'll talk about maybe talk about some gigs that might be coming up for you as well and you're putting some dates together in Europe, so this might help you put some dates together.
LA is just beginning to open up now, and clubs actually open on June 15th. So I have my first live gig with my band on June 16th.
Congratulations.
So I'm excited about that. I've been, emailing and talking to the guys on the phone and figuring out what the set list is going to be. I literally have 2 albums of new music since the quarantine has started. So we're going to
And
add some new
I
songs.
think that's going to be an average.
Yeah. Well, I
There's
know a lot
gonna-
of people have been creative this time, but
yeah, there's going to be a backlog anyway. It's going to come flooding
yeah.
through at some point.
But we've got a
So,
good. We have maybe 8 or 10 shows with Shooter between now and the end of the year, and those are mainly like fly out to a festival and fly home.
excellent.
But I'll be coming to Europe. I'm booking a 3-week tour in February.
Excellent. Well, anything we can do to help with that.
Yeah,
then,
no, I'd love to come up to Scotland, just come to the UK in general. So far, we have a few gigs in the Netherlands and Belgium and Germany. So we're just
Okay.
kind of putting it together now.
So, number 1 in the Euro Americana charts. How about that?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, my new record, Solitaire, is number 1 on the Euro American.
Congratulations. You've always been, well, at least since I've known you, you've always been buzzing around in the Euro Americana charts and busy doing gigs and stuff like that. So does that feel like a justification of all the hard work in a way?
Yes, it does. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, this was also a record, like usually my records are mostly me and the full band. And I love songs to party to, as well as the introspective ones,
Yeah.
And this was the first album because I was at home. I did it almost entirely alone. And it was it was a kind of a troubling year this last year. So
Yeah,
it's more
traumatic.
This album is a little, it's definitely a little more singer-songwriter and thoughtful, and I'm dealing with the worry as well as the dreaming of how we get out of this.
Yeah.
So to have it, and this is the first record I've ever really done where audiences had never heard any of the songs before.
Well, that's true. And you haven't worked them into an audience yet either.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you have a new song, you play it for an audience and you see how it goes over, and then you edit it, and songs often evolve a little bit. This was just this is how I hear them. I'm going to put them out, and so having it be number 1 on the Euro Americana chart, and having a bunch of DJs and listeners just immediately get it and support it was quite a wonderful feeling and a real validation.
So tell us about the video we're going to play. The song in the video.
Well, we got a couple videos we're going to play today. The first one is called "Have Some Faith," and it's kind of a moody, almost J.J. Cale influenced song that I wrote with a friend of mine, Matt Slahetka, who used to live in L.A. Now he lives in Nashville. We actually filmed the video in Uddevalla, Sweden.
Wow!
When I was on tour this last year, I had 2 gigs in a row in the same town, and I've played there many times. And I had 2 gigs in a row, and so I got together with a buddy the afternoon of the second gig, and we actually shot the video on the stage of the gig that night, which is a wonderful kind of house concert kind of venue called Uddevalla Kassetten.
Well, that's as cosmopolitan as it comes. Let's sit back and enjoy Ted Russell Kamp, taken from the album Solitaire. Thanks, Ted.
Got a box of pictures underneath my bed, full of memories and all the things we said. And some are color, and some black and white, and some come back and haunt me through the night. All I want to do is to have some faith in you. All I need to see is you to have some faith in me. Stuck in motion, lost in time. Well, each day a part of me gets left behind. Most days are good, but most nights are bad. Most of all, I can't get over what we had. tell myself I'm feeling no regret. Ain't nothing more, ain't nothing less. Ain't nothing left of me but loneliness. Oh, all I want to do is to have some faith in you. And all I need to see you to have some faith in me. Some faith in me.
So it's my special guest this evening, and we are conducting some routine inquiries. That is Ted Russell Kemp, number one in the Americana charts, well, at least up until yesterday. Number two now, John Hyatt, usurping him. John Hyatt and steel player, second name Douglas. Brain engage. Jerry, thank you. I'm a Gemini. Okay, I'm filling in actually because Ted's had a little problem with his internet connection, and he is reconnecting as we speak. He is in LA, and is for those that haven't been from the start, I'll just flash up some information on Ted so that you can follow up later after we finish this old show. There's Ted's YouTube channel, and the videos we're playing are available on his YouTube channel. He has got that Instagram thing going, of course, and is very well worth following. And all the merch in the world is available at Ted's website, as well as his Solitaire album and something in the region of 12 others. Very busy man. Shooter Jennings, of course, that's Andy May. Don't want Andy May there. I like Andy's Facebook site is here, and I do believe Ted has rejoined us again. Are you with us, Ted? Checking 1, 2. We did have a problem with the sound beforehand. He's live, but I think his sound is muted. I'll just try and raise him in the chat, in the studio chat. Live radio, folks, it works that way. Okay, so we have got a problem. I don't think he can hear me in LA. I'm sure he would respond if he could, and it would seem he can't. So, all right, let's see if we can fix that. I'll bring up a video. You're listening to Rob Ellen here on iMTV, that is International Moose Television, from the back of the Moose Medicine Show Radio, Moose Mobile, and we are stationed here in Nairn, my beautiful hometown of Nairn in the Highlands of Scotland. And we've been featuring all this month, or at least last month. We need to get another video to feature this month. We've been featuring David Starr's Touchstones cover of Drive by the Cars. We'll play this and see if I can raise Ted get the song.
you when it's too late. Who's gonna tell you things aren't so great? You can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. Who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna pick you up when you fall? Who's gonna hang it up when you call? Who's gonna pay attention to your dreams? Who's gonna plug their ears when you go on thinking nothing's wrong? But who's gonna drive you home tonight? Who's gonna hold you down when you shake? Who's gonna come around when you break? You know you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. But who's gonna drive you home tonight? Oh, you know you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong. But who's gonna drive you home tonight?
Lovely David and his Touchstone project has been running for 7 months now. That is the May edition. It is one of the one of the songs that was one of David's touchstones throughout his career, and it is, of course, the Drive from the Cars. David can be found on Facebook and by all the normal means, as can the Moose Mobile, and we'll just hide that out of the way. I'm going to try and get Ted back. I'm hoping that he can hear me. I've got two options. Ted, is that you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Bringing Ted into the middle of the screen. Can you hear me, Ted? It would seem not. Let's try the other option. And bringing him to us. Ted, are you with us? Checking 1, 2. It would seem not, mate. Okay, one last try. I'm going to lose both of those options. Return to Ted in Messenger and see if we can work out what's happening there. I can hear him. Everybody can hear him there. And we shall. What I'll do is I'll pull up the video that we're going to play anyway. It'd be a shame if we can't get a song from him. However, seeing as we can hear him, we'll maybe just ask him to sing us a song in Messenger, and that might work. So, this is Ted Russell Kamp, and he is, again, this is a little rocker. It's, where'd it go? All right, this is going particularly well today. See if we can get it. This is You Can Go to Hell, I'm Going to Texas.
It's a long road to get this far. My patience is wearing thin. A long road of love gone wrong between you and me and him. So you can take old hickory, 'cause I never did believe that all those lies and alibis are never what they seem. I'm riding out in the morning to find the promised land. You can call me crazy, say I'm reckless, but you can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. I'm gonna say it one more time, so I know you won't forget this. You can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. Thought you'd be bigger than me and the boys back in Tennessee. Gotta learn your lessons fast, when to fight and when to leave. I headed south to San Antonio just to watch the flowers grow. Miles away from the mission bells back in San Jacinto. For years they'll be telling stories about what you did to me. You can call me crazy, you can say I'm reckless, but you can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. I'm gonna say it one more time, so I know you won't forget this, but you can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. I'm going to Texas. Me crazy, you can say I'm reckless, but you can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. I'm gonna say it one more time, so I know you won't forget this. You can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. I'm gonna say it one more time, so I know you won't forget this. You can go to hell, I'm going to Texas.
Oh, how I could wish I could do that. Go to Texas would be the thing. That was going to Texas, not hell, although this in the middle of the summer it can be. That is Ted Russell Kamp, and he is my special guest, even
The
though
7
maybe
p.m. your time if you're in Scotland, or actually in most of Europe, Western Europe, I should say. So I just got a text, Rob. Yes, if you want to ask me questions through Facebook Messenger, I'll get them on my phone, and then I'll be able to talk about them here. So I did this record, Down in the Den, was very happy with how it did. And so that song, Have Some Faith, was from that album. Then the newest record is called Solitaire. And this literally just came out less than a year after Down in the Den. And it came out a couple months, it came out in May 7th. So just a few weeks, just 3 or 4 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm proud of it. It's more of a truly recorded album, truly recorded at home album. I probably played most of the instruments. One of the tunes is a bluegrass song where I actually played banjo, upright bass, dobro, acoustic guitar, mandolin. So that was kind of fun. And I kind of arranged all the songs a little differently, but still keeping this kind of intimate quality, because that's kind of what spoke to me, and I hope would speak to others. Okay, I'm getting a text that says, "Okay, we got you." So I think I'm going to play a song from Solitaire now. Strange that we can't actually talk and be interviewed, but somehow we're making it work. All right. And here you go. Here's my trusted little acoustic guitar. This is a song called Path of Least Resistance, which is a kind of a thing we're doing right now. Taking what we can and making the show what we can make it be. All right, here, I'll move this a little bit. I just lost another round, but at least I tried to fight. They may have knocked me down, but I'll be back another night. Sometimes when you're alone, there's a hard rain coming on. All you can do is brace yourself until the storm is gone. Path of least resistance, it's a hard road to take. When you give up now, you have to give, and your heart's about to break. You keep one eye on the real view and the other on the road. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the only way to go. Wouldn't it be nice if we hit a home run every time? The crowd cheered like a grand slam in the bottom of the night. Some things they come easy, but real dreams take time. You gotta keep those headlights on if you wanna play between the lines. The path of least resistance, it's a hard road to take. When you give up now, you have to give, and your heart's about to break. You keep one eye on the real view and the other on the road. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the only way to go. Sometimes you're in a 5-star, sometimes a cheap motel, but it's just another night in another bed you made yourself. Well, I tell you, I'm not giving up, and I will not let you down. These words I tell myself will help me turn this thing around. The path of least resistance, it's a hard road to take. When you've given now, you have to give, and your heart's about to break. You keep one eye on the real view and the other on the road. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the only way to go. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the only way to go. Yeah. All right, that's the path of least resistance. I wrote that with a good friend, Mr. Josh Morningstar, just before the quarantine happened. We were actually on tour together, and we wrote it in the State Fair Motel in Syracuse, New York. after sound check before the gig, the night we were doing the show together. Anyway, as the quarantine started, that was one of the songs that really kind of helped me define what this new record would be. You probably sensed a good classic folk music and Bob Dylan influence on that one. And so there's a lot of that on a bunch of the songs on the record. They're not all finger picking and not all specifically that. One of the things I love about this song is it really captured the charm and kind of talking blues storytelling of like those first few Bob Dylan records. All right, I'm going to go to the phone now and see what Rob is texting. Thanks. We suggest you say your goodbyes and I'll take over. At least we got some music covered. Thanks for sticking with it. Well, okay then. Well then, thank you for sticking in there and dealing with our technology. I can only imagine what Rob is doing and fancy footwork to keep the video going and keep it interesting. So thank you all for watching. I'm Ted Russell Kamp, and I'll be back in Europe in February, hopefully. I'll be able to fly and do a bunch of shows. Please check out Solitaire, check out my website, and thank you, Rob, and keep the moose on the road. All right, y'all, have a good night. Thank you. Well, that was so weird. That was so fucking weird. And I can't find my Mike Dawson charts. I don't know where they went. They're not under here. They're not in there. I wouldn't have brought them in anywhere. There's no reason. They would be in here. There's no reason they'd be in any of those other cases. Derek and Stan, don't look back. That's my stuff. That's that. That's Mickey. Brian Spence. Travis Napier. Aaron, you fucking nightmare. Fucking ridiculous. War.
We're beset with problems on this one, guys. There's still a couple of people watching, so thanks for sticking with us, but I don't think we can find Ted. And not only did his internet go down, but so did mine, which is spooky in itself. I'm still talking to Ted on the messenger on Facebook, so I'll thank him for us, and I thank you for watching and listening, and I apologize for the technical issues and the not normal service, and we'll close the stream down and hope for a better one the next time. Thanks, guys. I think possibly, well, we certainly have got Phil Lee lined up, and Steve Dawson might be lined up this week as well. So I'll let you know about all of that in due course. Follow the Moose at Here's the Moose. Following thing, it's just so frustrating seeing Ted's still there and we can't speak to him. Okay, so follow the Moose there and invite your friends too, because the more that do, the more we'll view. And hopefully at some point we'll have all the technology gods and their ducks lined in a row and bring you a smooth show. We're working at it, guys. Thanks for your patience. Anyway, that's us. Thank you again, Ted. Sorry, we'll have to close it down and carry on Messenger.
Okay. Now I got about 45 minutes or an hour. I'm going to take